Your decisions decide your habits. Daily habits decide your destiny. That's a Chinese proverb, my friends, and it is a great truth. We ask you to develop a habit each and every day to follow the market 10 to 15 minutes if you want to develop the skills you need to be a master chartist, a technical analyst, someone who can look at the charts and track accurately which way the market is moving. My friends, stick with it each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes. That is all we ask. Let's talk about where things are today. We see stocks are down, bonds up, gold and Bitcoin down. Let's jump into these charts. We can see where, and again, I was looking back over when you see these long red down candles that are forming, when you see the market, move up and then it starts stuttering, and then you get all of a sudden things go from green up candles to a spinning top or a doji, and then you start seeing the red candles form, getting bigger and stronger. It's beautiful because you can watch as things are hammering down. Now, is that what we have happening? Perhaps. We don't have the indicator verified support yet. Hopefully we will in the next day or so. Could be in the morning. So I'm watching, waiting for the STC to go from red to, or green rather, to red. I'm looking to see red. We saw that happen this last time. We had a nice down trade, 3.27%. And again, it didn't switch over right away. It did switch over, though, within, a day? So we're about there. So let's watch and see. Tomorrow could be an up day. If that doesn't happen, my friends, that's fine. But if it does, I'm going to be ready to jump in it. I want you to be too. Great opportunity to practice trade. We're below the 200 EMA. We're already at a negative 14. That means that the 2-day and the weekly are negative on the STC. They're already red, and we're waiting for the half day to roll back over. We have all that great push down from those bigger waves, the 2-day and the weekly. Now, it was down for the day 2.03%. Let's go to the Qs. It was down 3.05% for the day. As we look at the Qs, again, see the same kind of thing moving up. Then we see a red spinning top, a green spinning top, then a red one, and then this strong down move. We see the STC is still positive, hasn't flipped over yet, but like we saw happen last time where we captured a down move of 5.03%, we're poised, ready. We're ready to pull that trigger. We're just going to wait and see what happens. If it gives us that opportunity, we'll be ready for it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I was going back, friends, and tracking how we've done throughout this entire year. When we look at the trades that worked and those that didn't work, I went all the way back to January for the NASDAQ 100. We put in the trades that worked, and let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 trades that worked. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 trades that didn't. So we're about 50-50 for those that work and those that don't work. But when we subtract out the percentage gains minus the percentage losses, we come to 11.15% with the NASDAQ 100. And I encourage you, go back, do exactly what we talk about, track those gains and losses and see if you don't see the same thing that we have calculated. So again, I encourage you, practice this every day, see how it works for you, put in your favorite stocks, your favorite ETFs, whether they're commodities, whether it's something like gold or silver, whether it's ETFs, again, international, whatever they may be, your favorite stocks, particularly in companies that you might be in the same industry or have some insight on. And again, practice trade those things. See if you can make this work. I'm not going to laugh at 11.15% in just the NASDAQ 100 in just the first 6 months. So give it a shot. Give it a try. That's what we are all about. Practice trading doesn't cost you anything but that 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. And when I say each and every day, friends, I mean it. If you start missing days, if you're not here every day the market is open, you're not going to learn the nuances. And do fill out a trade worksheet when you do these practice trades. You'll see links to the worksheets there at the website, there in your show notes every day. If you're not a subscriber, go sign up for free at chartingwealth.com. You'll get all that information emailed to you each and every day, along with the daily trainings and the daily reviews and the once a week weekly review and forecast. So that is where we are on stocks. Now let's go to bonds. Bonds up a little bit for the day. Saw where bonds went down for 2.5 days and then sort of popped up a little bit in the afternoon. We'll be watching, waiting, seeing what's happening with bonds. Still green, could be getting ready to roll over. Don't forget the 2-day is positive on bonds on the STC. The weekly is, of course, still down hard. But when we look at the 2-day, we can see we had 4 days of up movement, and then this latest candle forming is down. So we'll be watching, waiting, and seeing how that shapes up. If it's down hard tomorrow, then that might give us an opportunity also to jump back in when the green turns to red with all of the down momentum. Don't forget, 20-year bonds is, of course, negative, not only on the weekly, but they're also on all three of these charts very far below the 200 EMA. That is on the half day. That is on the 2-day. Let me show you. I got to really pull it down. Wow, way below. That's the 2-day. And of course, on the weekly, we're well below 2. So lots of downward pressure, lots ready to push bonds down even further. And if we get indicator verified support of that STC rolling over on the half-day chart, we'll pull the trigger on a practice trade there too. Let's go to gold. Gold down a little bit for the day, 0.16%. We did jump into this gold down move a couple of days ago. And of course, it is going in the right direction. Gold does not have an inverse fund that we play with at all because it is not liquid whatsoever. DGZ is the inverse fund, and it's not liquid, so we don't trade that. Not good to practice trade because when you jump in, there's just too much of a spread between the bid and the ask, which means it's illiquid, which means you have to make up for just the split between the two before you can even make any money. So we don't practice trade gold that way. You have to know how to buy and sell puts if you're going to short gold. And of course, if you're a Patreon member, then you get our 3-part series, Options Made Simple the Charting Wealth Way. Any of those 3 categories for Patreon members, we have spaces available. Would love to have you support us. First thing we do is send you that training. So one thing to keep in mind with gold, we have to do that. And gold is moving in the right direction. Wasn't super excited about this down move, but so far, so good. We will track it. Now, we look at where things are on the 2-day. That is in the red, and we are in that play. We're in the red on the 2-day, in the red on, of course, the half-day, and in the red on the weekly. Not reaching these lower lows, but we do have a red down candle forming. So we have that down pressure on the weekly too. So we'll continue to track and see how this down move. We're looking not to, grab a whole lot, but 1.72%. That is, of course, double our average true range. Our loss parameters are 0.86%. And of course, we set those loss parameters and we double them for our risk-reward ratio of 2 to 1. And where do we come up with the loss band there? Well, of course, that comes directly from our ATR. You can see it over here. And when you line up the proper candle where you start your trade from, you can see it's at 1.46. That is where we set it for the loss band. We double it to 292 in order to set the profit margin, and boom, that's how we do it. And it works over and over and over again on stocks and ETFs that are actually chartable. We encourage you, prove it to yourself. It's not hard to do. It just takes a little work every day. What do we see going on with Bitcoin? Down again, friends, 3.02%. We're about, we're just moving along this same kind of line right here at the 1962 mark. And again, Bitcoin still sucking wind. Not excited about the green up move here because of this sideways slide. We're not paying much attention at all to our STC on that half-day chart. Bitcoin's going to have to do a lot of recovering before we get excited about it. Today, again, hanging around about that same area. And of course, the weekly, again, bottoming out right about there. I was hoping when things bottomed out at this higher level at about 27.97, something like that, that was going to be where Bitcoin bottomed out. Well, that didn't happen. We had that huge down week starting the 13th of June, followed by the 21st of June down week. And then this week, not plumbing the lows yet, but right there at them. So lots of, again, downward pressure in Bitcoin across the board. Will it recover? It has before. But again, I got plenty of other things to trade. Until and unless Bitcoin recovers, I'm not doing anything with it. I'm not one of these dummies that jumped into Bitcoin and has held on to it. Why? Makes no sense to me. Again, we're using the ETF XBTF, which trades just like a stock, just like an ETF. You can get in, get out. It's fairly liquid. I've actually, on my own money, actually really traded it, bought it, watched it go up, got out. I haven't been shorting it. We've practiced some short trades and all and shown you how well the charts worked in that. But I'm waiting for Bitcoin to recover and start zooming up. And when it does, of course I'll buy it. I would sure consider it, but I'm going to have indicator verified support and charts that start working. And they're not working now because Bitcoin is just crashing. That's where we are, folks, as we end the day. Remember, we're a stock calling service. We're not a Bitcoin calling service. We're not, did I say we're a stock calling service? We are not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. We're not a Bitcoin calling service. We're not a commodity calling service. We're not a gold or a stock or an ETF calling service. We're an education firm. I want you to practice with us. It's free. But if you want to get the most from it, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day, take the trainings we put out for you. Got a great one today. And of course, you can subscribe at chartingwealth.com. Please be sure to like our video, share our stuff with people. We feel like we do great work here, and we appreciate your support. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World headquarters.